If you have ever researched about importing from China, maybe you have heard about sourcing agents. But you might have the question, is it still wise to consider hiring one? In the next few minutes, you will discover who they are, in what situations they could save you money and time, the trade-offs that are involved in outsourcing this job to them, and how you could mitigate the effects of those trade-offs by taking the steps that I tell you at the end of this video. Who are sourcing agents? As the name suggests, they are companies that source products, vet suppliers, and place orders on your behalf for a certain fee. But this is not the only thing they do. If you travel to China, they also can arrange airport pickup, hotel reservation, and accompany you while you are visiting suppliers. In addition to translation, they will also provide consultation about prices, market conditions, and business practices. When you have placed your orders, they can also follow up production with suppliers to ensure on-time delivery. If you have goods from multiple suppliers, they can receive those goods from the suppliers and load them in containers instead of being transported separately. This will result in less damage during transportation because the containers will not be opened before they are delivered to you. Low pre-shipment inspection fees because after receiving the goods, the sourcing agent inspects them in bulk and there is no need to hire an inspection company to inspect the goods from each supplier separately. Lower transportation cost because the goods will be consolidated into one container and full container load transportation is significantly cheaper than less than container load transportation. Some sourcing agents also provide services like relabeling, repacking, and palletizing. They will also handle container booking, arrange export documents, and follow up container delivery, and mediate between you and the supplier in case there is a problem after you receive the goods. They usually are familiar and experienced with the procurement processes and the local regulations and business practices, have bilingual or multilingual staff, and have an on-ground presence in important business hubs in China. We are also a sourcing agent, but as you can see, our work involves much more than just sourcing. Therefore, we use a fancier term for our company and call it a supply chain solutions provider. But to be honest, sourcing agent is more common, so feel free to call us a sourcing agent if you want. Okay, now let's talk about the situations where you need to consider hiring a sourcing agent. Limited experience in importing. If you are a new importer, you're most probably not familiar with trade practices, supplier vetting, China's market dynamics, and many other things, which makes you prone to committing a lot of mistakes, which could be very costly at times. Here, a good sourcing agent can provide you with help and consultation in dealing with cultural nuances, supplier relations, and complicated export processes. Time constraints. You might be a business with a very heavy focus on sales and marketing and lack a dedicated procurement team. As sourcing products is what sourcing agents do for a living, usually they already have a lot of the needed resources and are the first people who learn to leverage the new tools and technologies for better and more efficient sourcing. So here you could leverage expertise and the resources of a sourcing agent to save time and energy for the more important stuff. Need for order management and consolidation. If you source products from many suppliers and need follow-up production with them, and consolidate all the goods in a warehouse to load them in a single container. Offline sourcing. If you are sourcing products offline, especially for the first few times, sourcing and importing products successfully can be very tricky. Having a sourcing agent to help you and provide consultation with the process is going to make things very much easier. As you can see, a professional sourcing agent can be very helpful in many situations and save you a lot of time and money. But hiring them involves some inherent disadvantages, and you need to take some steps to mitigate the risks. The disadvantages of delegating to a sourcing agent are having a weaker relationship with suppliers, a rather weak understanding of China's market dynamics, and the probable hidden costs and kickbacks from suppliers to the sourcing agent. You can take the following steps to mitigate these risks. Don't delegate 100% and take active part in the sourcing process. Travel to China regularly to meet your important supply chain partners such as freight forwarders and suppliers in person to create stronger relationships with them. In your visit to China, also participate in trade shows to have a better understanding of the market situation. And if taking the above-mentioned steps leaves you little reason to hire a sourcing agent, then don't hire a sourcing agent and do it yourself. The level of control you have over your supply chain and how your products are being sourced can directly affect your business and literally make or break it. If hiring a sourcing agent still feels like a good option, then make sure you choose a reliable one. In the next video, I will talk about where you can find sourcing agents and how you can make sure you choose the reliable ones. Bye, and see you there.